A warm welcome to everyone. I am Ms. Pranali Lanzekar, faculty at Department of Computer Science on behalf of Chikitsak Samuha Sir Sitaram and Lady Shantabai Patkar College of Arts and Science and VP Varde College of Commerce and Economics. Would like to welcome you all for today's webinar on Get Ready to Place in FAANG. I would first like to give you a brief introduction about our college. Our college was established in 1964. The college has various aided and self-finance courses at the undergraduate and postgraduate levels, along with diploma and certification courses. We are an autonomous college affiliated to the University of Mumbai. We are proud to mention that our college has received several awards. Furthermore, we at the Department of Information Technology and Department of Computer Science conduct many workshops, seminars, conferences at university, state, national, international level for students, teachers, industrial professionals, and researchers. Our college is affiliated to the Computer Society of India as an institutional member. We got we also got approved to start PhDs. Currently, the COVID-19 pandemic situation has kept all of us, including our students and teachers, out of the traditional classroom. And in such situation, these webinars are helping us to enrich and dive deeper. The teachers and students to transform this online to offline learning. Now, we move on to begin the webinar, but before that, I would like to introduce all of you to today's speaker, Mr. Anmol Kankaria. Sorry for that. Mr. Anmol Kankaria is currently working as cloud data engineer at Google. Sir has started his journey at Google from past few months now. Sir has also worked at Micron Technology as a data engineer, smart manufacturing, and AI, which mainly focuses on API development and development of apps on OpenShift. Mr. Anmol holds more than 3 years of experience in data technology such as Hadoop, Hive, Spark, HBase, and Scoop, as if proficient in Python scripting and also for building algorithms for business analytics. Mr. Anmol also holds numerous certifications like data engineering with Google Cloud specialization, then big data analyst in Hadoop, and many more. We are very delighted to have you, sir, today on board with us. You may now please begin. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
असं काय
Hello,
झालं?
everyone. Sorry. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hope you all are doing good. And thank you, ma'am, for giving me this chance. So, in order to make this interactive, I have not bring any PPT or something. First, I will talk about my journey to Google, and then whatever questions students you guys have that you can ask. So, let me proceed. Let me start with high school only. So 11th and 12th people generally do coaching for IITs and NITs. So in my town we do not have that kind of facility. So normally the school which I was going in the same thing with PCM I have completed my 11th and 12th. After that I got the private university admission which is Amity University Noida. That is not a uh, we can say not a government college and it doesn't come in top 10 rankings because we have IITs and NITs. So when I started my BTech for 4 years, after second or third year, I realized that what are the placements, how we have to get into it, why they are important and everything. After second or third year, so before that, it was all kind of enjoyment. First time we go to college, experiencing that life and etc. But after that, I explored many of the areas like computer science is not limited. We have many things inside that. Right now, if you have heard about data science, data engineering, security area, many things. So that time I got to know that there is something called big data. It was first time coming from some in the news I read first, and then I started exploring about it. At the same time, I found that there is some institute analytics lab which is doing the certification for this one, certified big data analyst, and for that I enrolled. But the reason I enrolled is first I have explored that field, what big data is, why we choose this, what are the things we do in that area. Because software engineering, everyone knows, we have to simply learn the data structures and go ahead with that. But this was something new that I found. So I enrolled into that. It was around 6 months of training, which I completed and got the certificate. So at that time, the institute found my learning curve very good. So they have offered an internship as well in their same institute with the title of data science intern. That was the main point when I started learning, because before that in the college I didn't learn much. At that time when they given the internship with a stipend basis, they directly gave the work end to end. For example, they will just provide the data, this is the thing, and with so many questions, this you have to perform. They didn't guide it with anything that this tool you have to use or this is the approach. So at that time, if you will also get this kind of thing, you may also get afraid that how we will do this, because never we have performed such kind of task. But that was the main thing when I started learning. For any task, let's say it's a simple task, if I will give you that you have to do something and read the CSV file in Python or anything, and if you don't know anything about Python, what will you do? So simply I started by googling things, like we have one question, how to do this thing. If I get an answer over there, that I implemented it in my code in the solution. So using that approach, I didn't started with any tutorial that they have given me the task of something that first I should go and learn or do a 1 or 2 month course and then complete the solution. So if that I would have done, then they may not consider me for next task. So it depends that which approach we will take, and based on the time constraint also, because if they are hiring you as an intern on anything, then we have to perform well. That's their expectations. So that was my learning approach, and based on that I have performed several tasks, like building a normal data pipeline to building a chatbot, including data engineering and data science tasks. Both I got a chance to work there. After doing this data science intern thing, I learned many things, because they have provided the task and we have to do end to end. Like for extraction purpose, we have to build the pipeline, we have to write SQL queries for analysis, then we have to provide a report in a proper way in a visualized format. You might have heard about the tools like Tableau, Power BI, all those things. So it was end to end. Whenever you get end to end work, you will learn a lot of things. So this thing I am telling because you are currently at the same stage. You will also receive internship from XYZ any company. There also they may provide you the same thing. If we get internship in very good company, then maybe we will get a limited kind of task, that only this feature you have to develop or this thing you have to do. But when we get end to end work, then it will be beneficial for us only. Now after completing this one, in MET, as it is a private university, all the companies like TCS, Accenture, Wipro, which hire in bulk, they came, and I got a placement in Accenture. But as we all know, these are mass hiring companies, and when we get placed into it, we have to go through some trainings which they already have. Then maybe in next 6 months or 1 year, we are not sure we will get the work or not. So I was afraid with this thing, because I have learned so much in the certification training as well as internship. So I wanted to work on something to get the experience. At that time, I started looking outside. Means college campus placement is done, but still. So for that, luckily I found Micron technology in India that was forming up that time. So they took my interview, and it was related to big data only. They were looking for the same. So that time big data was new. I did the right thing at the same time. So I have all the fresh experience because recently I have completed that. So based on that, I cleared the interview. So this thing I am telling because the field which I chose, and based on that I am applying for the job. So that's why I got that job in Micron. If let's say in your case you like something cloud computing or in a security field or application development, mobile app development, website development, anything, then when you work you will get that experience. It will help you in getting placement in any company. If we apply directly from outside, let's say at that time when I was trying for Micron, I would have applied for Google, Microsoft, or any big company, then there is a chance we may not get the opportunity. Because as we all know, in India, for freshers, directly these companies will go to top 10 institutes. Mainly we call them as IITs or NITs, because they have a tie up. They will directly go there. So there are two approaches. One is this: either we are from very good college, so even I was not, so that chance we don't have directly. That immediately after finishing the college we can get. We have very less chances. Second approach is at least we should have something in our resume that we can showcase. Let's say there is some position, and in that job description they have mentioned 10 things, and we have around 8 things in our resume that we have worked on, then the chances are high. So at that time, same thing happened for Micron. Whatever I have learned and I have trained, the same thing they were looking for. So that's why I got the job into. Now joining Micron as a data engineer, I joined that as a data engineer, and as ma'am mentioned, it was smart manufacturing and AI department. So that department is mainly focused on the end-to-end process of building a semiconductors and how we can improve it with technology. So it was the same based on my interest. There I worked for 2 years, and in the 2 years, as I mentioned, they were just setting up in India. It was a start, so we can't say directly as a startup, but yeah, they have begun with that. They are already well established in US and other countries. But while being in the initial zone, when they hire, we get end-to-end work again. So as I mentioned, either we are from very good college or we will have experience. These two things, any of the things we need. So now, if I want to go, I didn't decided that I want to go in some of the top companies. I didn't knew also that I'll get chance someday or not. But the main purpose was I have to learn whatever I have got the trainings, whatever I did in the internship. I have to learn the same thing in here. I want to apply that concept directly. So in that production environment, when we get a chance to work into it, we will get an idea how things works in the big company, how the structure is. If we want to write a small code also, how we will make it to the production, what are the steps involved into. So that experience is very important. So that option of going directly into this farm company was not there. Now what we have is other option. So this 2 years of experience I got here. Now when I got the experience, I learned many things like API development, normal application development, chatbot development, many things, data engineering related thing. So whatever we learned, that we can add in the resume also. So based on that, when I applied after 2 years, then I received the call from Google because they knew that in the resume the candidate has mentioned all the things which we require. So based on that, and when we can mention when we learn those things. So that was the initial point, and Micron was my foundations, you can say, where I learned all the things and main practical things, how the things we can deploy in the production as well as in the company, in an organization. Earlier it was a kind of institute, all the learning training we will do in test environment and all those main practical experience we didn't get. So same for me, I also didn't get the experience before, but when I joined Micron, I got to learn all these things. Then coming to the interview part. So interview also they will take, we all know that they will take more round as compared to any other company. So there also they took 5 rounds, and I can't provide all the details, but the structure looks similar for every position, every technical position that we have. So initially, they will screen you, uh, what are the experience you are having, what technologies you are working. Then after that, they may try to deep dive. For example, if I have written SQL, then they may provide us a query that build a query for this one, or this is a code, what this code will do. If you have written Python, then show us whether you have knowledge or not. That kind of screening round will be done for all the position, all the technical position mainly, with this structure about experience then technical things. Then coming to the second, if we pass the screening, then again they will conduct the next round, which will be more deeper dive for analyzing based on the skills mentioned, particularly for the areas. Like for me it was data engineering area, so that data engineering area they will analyze. Designing skills they will analyze in the same round. Small piece they will conduct in the same round, which we call as a second round, involving coding as well. So that kind of round I think every company conducts, all these FAANG companies. Okay, now it is Mang because this Facebook is converted into Meta. But yeah, first screening and then a little bit more deeper dive of whatever we have mentioned. They will try to analyze all the areas so that it will not waste their time for the next round. If they cover small things in this one round, then they can become more sure that okay, candidate has the experience and all the skills mentioned. So based on that, they will move forward. And after that, those last 3 rounds are critical, because there they will take complete one round for programming, then one round for system design, because one programming is already done before. They will take programming in second round also. Then third round also they will take completely for programming. There we have to showcase our skills for the data structures. All the data structures are also dependent on the role, like for software engineer, data engineer, what else, SREs and etc. For all the position we require different data structures. For example, in data engineering we mainly use array, maps, list is also similar, binary trees, linked list, all those. And in software engineer we may require some more thing like graph, and yeah, little bit one or two changes are there. So based on position, we have to prepare the data structures, and that data structure practice is very important. So before coming to this round, daily I was doing practicing on lead code, and that is important. I forgot to add this point before. Even while doing the job in Micron, that practice is very important, because let's say we are working on something, but it is not necessary that that kind of work include all the data structure. We can direct majority of the task, around 90% of the tasks we can solve using array and dictionary, list and dictionary, if you are familiar with Python. Rest of the data structure we don't use in daily life, in daily day-to-day work. So that practice is very important in that kind of case, because at the time of interview they will ask all those things, and if we don't practice then we can't make the solution. So that was about the third round, and fourth round is completely on system design. So for system design, we have many resources for which we have to prepare. We have YouTube tutorials, we have some pages also. That system design interview is mainly to analyze how a person thinks, whether he is capable to think about all the areas or not. If we are designing any application, considering about facts like it is auto scalable or not, or there are various factors that we have to think, and that thinking capability they will analyze. I'm talking about all these companies. I haven't given the interview, but yeah, the procedure is same, and that's why a system design round is very critical. And at the last, that hiring manager round will come to analyze what experience you have, what kind of situations you have been into. And it's not like that it is a hiring managerial round means it is a kind of behavior. In my case, they, in the hiring manager also, they asked SQL script. They asked me to write SQL. Some question they gave and that director asked. So we can't say that whatever is mentioned, it is only behavioral. For example, in the programming round, They may provide you some more thing that okay, this code you have built. Now let's say the same thing if you want to do in SQL, then how will you do? That kind of thing. One more thing I forgot in between, there is troubleshooting round as well. So for anything, any application or tool or pipelines or anything, we need troubleshooting skills as well. For example, I have built one end-to-end tool, but let's say some bug was there and I missed something and someone has reported, then I should know how to troubleshoot. We need to have that proper skills. These type of skills we can't learn directly by going through any tutorial or something. We need to have that experience. If we if let's say we are not doing any internship or we are not doing any job, but while practicing for coding also, we will get to know how we can write the function, how we are building the solution for it, and if anything is missing, how we can troubleshoot. That troubleshooting skill also comes through practice. So that was all about the rounds, and then currently I think I completed around 7 months here. And again, the task and work is all about that thing only, about data structure, creating data pipelines, and all those things. So this end-to-end journey, whatever you have heard, that shows you that even if we are not from that IITs or NITs, we can get into these companies. What we need to do, one is gaining experience either by doing internship or doing some trainings, and the most important thing is practice. Because in any of these companies, if you want to go, they will screen directly from through coding if you want to go for technical position. Otherwise there are many positions which are not this much technical or kind of less technical. The round will be easy, all those things. And in practice also, consistency is very important. Because let's say you have started lead code practice today. After hearing from this webinar, you may think that lead code is very important. We should get our command on this data structure and all. We will begin now. Now it is good that you have started, but let's say you are continually doing it for 1 week, and after that you did a gap for 5 days, 4 or 5 days or something like that, then it will be gone. Even if you are doing for 1 month and then there is a gap, then there are very high chances that you will not remember the previous one, whatever you have done. So that consistency is very important while practicing. This is what I found based on my experience. And for any technical position, you have to go through these things. So that was all about my journey and how I reached here. And I already told that it is not necessary we are from good college. We always have other options. By gaining experience, we can get into it and practicing. So now I will open to students questions, whatever they have, they can ask. I think some people has already started commenting. Sir, can you please help, because in the comment section I can't see questions. It's like they are providing their names or IDs. Do you need to? There is one question I can see. Do you need to do a lot of competitive programming to get into MAM? So this question is asked by Siddhant Khare. So Siddhant, it firstly depends on the role for which we are applying into. Let's say you are going for data engineer or software engineering. That competitive programming we can't say, but they will look at your approach of building solution. Coding is definitely come. So that when they have given you a problem statement, first thing they will analyze is how you are thinking. Let's say in the beginning you have prepared a code which is very vast, kind of let's say n cube time complexity or something you have prepared. But if you know how you can improve that, that is very good point. Means, as I mentioned that whenever you first code you have prepared and that is very kind of worst solution you have built, but you know that this is how you will go to the next step, next approach, then definitely they will consider it. After that also, if you know the procedure, how you can improve further, that is the key point every company look for, because we should know all the solution. worst case solution also and best case solution also. Even sometimes if you are unable to write that solution, but you have spoken about it that this is what you are thinking, then also it is a plus point. So I can't say directly it is a kind of competitive programming because they will analyze based on your approach, how you will solve the problem and how you are thinking. Let me scroll from up. According to you, which are best language we can prepare? Omkar asked this question. According to you, which are the best language we can prepare? So language we can choose any language based on our comfort. Nowadays, you may hear from people that Python is very good because it is easy to learn and it can be used everywhere for data engineering field, software engineering field, for cloud engineering or anything. Everywhere we can use this. So that I can suggest. But if you think that C or Java or any other language is more good for you, you think that you are able to learn that faster, then you can go through it because all the companies don't ask that you have to write code in this language. They will mainly focus on the logic. So if logic is there, syntax they can avoid. Even if you are you set the logic and at the time of building you may forget some function which you want to add, then it is completely fine. It's just a function name. By doing Google we can find it, so no one cares about that. So language based on your comfort you can learn. Does a degree matter in these companies? Yes, Harshad, because some of the position I have found that they have clearly mentioned in the requirements, a candidate should have a graduation degree. So for that, I think yes, but there are some positions which don't require this thing. There are some positions which definitely need that degree is important, but there are some other technical positions also. Based on that, they will just analyze based on your technical expertise or experiences. In that case, degree doesn't matter. But if it is written that for this position degree is required, then yes. Is it necessary to know multiple programming language to be? No, any one language is fine. If you have command on a single language, that is perfectly fine. Multiple language is not required because you will receive a problem solving kind of statement. That problem you have to solve. Use any language, doesn't matter. So that is not necessary. Daniel asked, I think. Which language did you choose for selecting the career? Python. I started with C because it was in our curriculum also in the courses. I was doing BTech for computer science, and there because C and C++ was coming from long, so they have in the syllabus in the courses. I tried to learn that language, but I wasn't able to because at that time I heard that Python is coming. It was not completely new, but I found that that is easy to learn, so that's why I preferred Python. And at the time of doing certification also there are many things around Python was there, so that is also one reason. What resources you have used to learn DSA? For DSA I followed this approach. Let's say if we want to do anything for linked list, so I directly googled that linked list, only this thing. Then there are many website came for learning concepts because first we should learn the concept, then only we can practice. So in order to learn this concept, I have directly searched and from multiple websites I have learned the concepts. Once I got to know the concept, then I started practicing on lead code. So for learning concepts, anything, I have used this thing, any website I mean. Can a person from open university go to open university means, sorry, can someone help me in this thing? Open university means doing something privately.
OBMSD means distance education, distance learning.
Distance, yeah, definitely we can get into it, because at the end, if you are doing distance education also, you will get the degree. And then also, yes, so answer is yes for this one. Next is having which language used most. For this one, I don't have the exact answer, but there are some products still built in C or C++, which are older languages, and there are some new products which we are building in Python. But if it comes to some core programming, or we need to build some core functionality, then still people prefer C or C++ language. So I'm not sure whether it is Python or that C, C++, but yeah, somewhere between these two, still used the most. How can we start preparing if we want to go into cyber securities? For cyber securities, I remember there is a certificate, certified ethical hacking. That certificate many people do, but for cyber securities, we don't need to concentrate very much on the coding or DSA. There are Unix, Linux, these skills are required, and based on that, we can get into it, because it is more towards networking. In networking, also, we need to understand the concept about the topologies and little bit coding also. But yeah, mainly knowledge of networking and all that Linux, Unix stuff for cyber securities. Have you done any open source contributions also? No, open source I haven't done. No open source contributions as of now. Because in Micron, it is a semiconductor industry, and even if we build something generic that can be used for anyone, we can't publish outside. There is a strong security concern if we do anything like that. If we build a tool, so yeah, that's why in that 2 years I built some tools, but we can't do any open source contribution or publish our own asset kind of thing. What is the importance of certifications for these companies? Like we take other courses, so what kind of role they play in helping us achieve our dream job? Directly, if I say certificate doesn't matter completely, it is just an addition. So if you think that you will do this certification, so you will get a call, or maybe they will think like you are more experienced, you are more knowledgeable. So it's not like that, because for any, if a non-technical position is there, then certification matters. But if in a technical position you have the certificate, then it is just an add-on. Let's say 90% profile, 10% you can consider that this is a plus point I have, but it is not completely dependent for these companies that based on the certificate, if someone is having 100 certificate, then they will shortlist. No, they will not do like that, because they will focus mainly on the problem solving rather than certificates. While practicing algorithm problem, what is your approach? How much time do you spend thinking on a problem and then how to analyze solution? This is a good question, because when I started, for completing one medium level question, I took entire day at the beginning, completely, even sometime 2 days also, just for medium level question. If you go to LeetCode or any platform, select medium level question and do it. So even days, 1 days, 2 days. So that doesn't matter until you get to know the solution, you can try. And yeah, one more best approach I forgot to tell. The best approach for solving any problem, especially for programming, try to solve that problem on pen and on paper. So if you have given any problem statement, try to think that how you will solve that on using pen and paper. Just solve here first, then you will easily be able to write in coding in any language. Because if we get the logic, then you can easily implement using programming language, because programming language is more easy as compared to pen paper. Because let's say if you want to sort, then you have function readily available. Sorry for the noise. And but in the pen paper we don't have a function directly, we have to think how we can solve here. So that is the best approach I would suggest for all of you. If you want to practice, just try to solve the problem on paper first and then do the coding. It will really help. Without coding, is there a way, is there any field in IT department? Yeah, there are many field. Program managers are there, technical account managers. There are some uh, cloud engineer is not technical, but yeah, there are many business analysts, not completely technical. There are n number of fields in IT. Even technical in Google, if you say so, how many? Around 40, 50,000 people will be more technical, core engineering team and other teams. Approx, I am not sure. But yeah, there are n number of fields. Julia language is better than Python. Not sure. I don't have any experience with Julia language. One or two language is enough to get a job. Only one is enough. 100% if you are confident on your language and you know the problem solving skills, then yes, definitely you will get it. As I am learning Flutter and Dart, so can I go with Dart? Dart is capable and can give me good position in the field. If there are some companies which are specially looking for this, then it will be helpful. But if you want to go in this FAANG companies, then they will analyze based on, yeah, language, anything you can use, but the same answer for this one. Sorry, some noises there. Yeah, so I was saying that the concept for all of these companies is same. They will analyze based on your problem solving skills. Language doesn't matter, or anything like Flutter or Dart. Do we recommend to do? This is also depends on you, because let's say if I will say do the data engineering certificate, but you don't find interest in data engineering, then that doesn't make any sense. First you have to find which is the technology or field it is interesting to you. Based on that you can find the certificate. For example, if you read about data engineering, what it is, what we will work, all those things, you find it interesting, then you can find the certificate also. But what if you don't find this interesting? You like that software engineering field is more towards your interest. Then based on that you have to decide for that certificate, software engineering certificate or any other. So based on our domain we have to decide this certificate. Yeah. What about roles which aren't highly technical like product manager? Product manager is also technical role. Not we can say okay, aren't highly we can say, but I have seen all the product managers whosoever became, either they were software engineers or some technical background they were having. Only those people I saw who are product managers. Because product manager is not like we can do some MBA or something in business and then we can become. Technical knowledge is very much required there as well. So yeah, we need technical skills. What are the chances of getting hired if I am a full stack developer? There are many chances, means higher chances I can say. Full stack developer means you know end to end things. If anyone gives you a task that you have to build this web application or any other application, you can build this. So end to end thing you know. So this will help you in system design because you know how to design. Coding activity will also be a part of this, because while building the application you already know how to code, how to do things. So two rounds they are directly helping. So full stack developer is having very higher chances because they know all the things about the system. So I would say higher chances. If you only know the solutions flowchart when deploying the solution, that's enough. Flowchart means approach, you know, right? So if you know the approach, and in an interview or anywhere, only approach that is good, but you should know how to implement that as well. If I know an approach that I want to put something in a case, that I know this way we can do, but we should have a little bit of practical experience as well. How exactly we can perform. But yeah, this is a good thing. We can't say directly it is enough. We need to have that hands-on experience. Significance of lead code. Hmm. uh, I don't know exactly, because there are multiple platforms available. Lead code, I started on HackerRank also. Lead code is having many things. Yeah, one good thing, the reason I preferred is it is having company wise questions as well. If you filter that all the questions which were asked in Google, that I want to practice, so that thing we can do. So this is why I would say. How to be consistent, that totally depends on us. We have to sacrifice few things, like if you are meeting daily with friends, you have to reduce time there and sit for the doing questions. You can set goals like at least one problem I will solve daily, that kind of thing. You have to find time for this. For consistency can't come by anything. Like if I say you have to be consistent, you can't. You have to do it on your own. No one can help in this thing, because if we want to achieve and things are interesting to us, automatically we will be consistent. If you like something, let's say you love to play snooker, then automatically in your mind while you're doing work also it will come that, yeah, after finishing my work I'll go and play snooker, something like that. So for this coding also we need to develop this interest first, then consistency will come automatically. If not, we are thinking, we are feeling lazy, then at least we can make a target that if I am unable to complete a problem, at least I will try one problem every day. Based on that only we can do. Now I am in SYIT. I am standing in such position that either I can choose data analytics or data science. Which scope will be more useful aspects for future technology? Also, a small roadmap. Data analytics and data science are also, these are currently hot in market, we can say. Scope is also good because in future every company is looking for analysis and insights from their data. So these two technologies, based on this, I would say data science you can choose, because in data analytics you will only learn how to get insights by some technologies, means either by writing SQL queries or by using some tools you will get to know that this is how I can analyze my data. But in data science there will machine learning also comes, so that ML advantage you will get. And in ML we will learn so many things. Only not only that we are playing with data, but if we get one insights, based on that if we want to predict the next insight, that is the advantage. In data analytics you will simply give the insights of data whatever your business asks, but in data science you will do something more than that. So out of these two I would suggest for data science. What skills do we need if we want to go into web3? For web technologies, I guess HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript. Yeah, JavaScript is main, and then HTML, and for designing anything. Any cloud related certification that we can do and prepare things. For knowing about cloud, I think AWS and then GCP, Azure, these three we have popular in market, and all are having some associate certification. Associate means you are a kind of beginner. There you will get to know all the things end to end first, how the things work, what is cloud, everything. If you want to know for cloud, then I remember some associate certificate is there for all the cloud, AWS, GCP, and Azure. Yeah, Google certificate courses are also good. I think they have Coursera courses also with Google instructor led. So all the instructors are good. I also did one course, so I found everything interesting as well, and they explain very properly. Means if someone is completely new to the environment and let's say cloud technology, then they are able to explain very well that we can understand. So yeah, they are good. What we have to prepare to go in AI. For AI, we have to prepare data science and along with data science thing. So let's say if I want to go in data engineering or software engineering, I have to do practice for coding till hard level. Let's say now if you want to go in AI, then medium level coding is fine, but along with that you should know ML related algorithms. There are many ML technologies nowadays arising, in which all from the beginning, if you heard about k nearest neighbors kind of algorithm, which is I think 50 years back it was invented and all those. So from that level, whatever algorithms we have till now, all that algorithm we should know. First step is ML for this one, which is a part of data science, and then if you learn both these things, then you will get into AI. ML is also required with coding. Best according to securities or web app slash dev. Again, it is completely based on your interest, but out of these two, I would say web application. There are multiple factors based on which we can decide. Let's say if your goal is to achieve higher package, then maybe securities and web dev both will be similar. Or let's say in securities you may get high packages compared to web, because web technologies nowadays everyone can learn, and there are many automation tools. There are I forgot the website name, but there are some website also which will help user. If it is an if user is non technical, then also they can build the websites. So the scope of this is lesser than securities. So out of these, I think securities will be on top side. And again, we have to decide based on the factor. Like I said, for based on salaries, then we will say securities will be on top, because there is many automation has been already done for web and app. If you consider some other factor, then you may find pros and cons for both. So based on that, we can say this is a repeated question, I guess. Yeah. I already explained. Fundamental knowledge on one framework, for example, Angular, is enough to get placed in the place to complete. This is enough when there is a requirement for Angular specific. You can say if there is a position which is looking for Angular JS or something like that, then this exposure is completely fine. Fundamental knowledge is also fine, because fundamentally you will clear 1 2 round, then at that time you may prepare for other things as well, but completely depends on position. If it is for Angular, then yes. Otherwise, let's say generic position normal which requires all the technologies like software engineer, then no, we need to have other things as well. Which online platform is best for learning data science? I only explored data camp and I found it good, but there are very new platform nowadays coming, so not sure about this one. But data camp I found it is good, because along with video, firstly we have to watch the video there, and immediately after that they will provide exercise to do hands on, so that's why I found that better. Data structures and algorithms, views. For views, I would say these are important to get placed into these companies. The reason why this is important, because when a some person knows about data structures and algorithm, they can analyze the basics whether a candidate knows or not. And based on this, there are n number of questions which we can give to the candidate, and based on that we can analyze the thinking capability of a candidate. So that is the reason we use this, and that is why it is uh, most important. And one more reason is, still if you want more functionality of any product, again these things will come. We know that 90% of the problem we can solve with list and dictionary, but if there are some more critical problem or where we need optimized solution, then we still need data structures and algorithms. So that is why. Some more clarification as a open source contribution. I was asking, would you have contributed anything to existing Kubernetes, Django, or Flutter? No, I have used this, but I haven't did any open source contributions. Using means if we have an application, earlier it was on normal virtual machine, then we have deployed using Kubernetes, and OpenShift is also similar kind of platform. But contributions I haven't. For a company interview, what all things companies look for, projects which we do, can we, how to improve thinking, that will come from practice only. And the project, that project directly affects, because while learning or studying in the college we only have these things, either we can do internships or we can build some project on our own. So these matter, because this will showcase that what you have done, what technologies in your projects you have used. So if you have more technologies and if you have some unique things in your projects that is not everyone does, like nowadays if you see everyone can build website and then they can add in the project that this website we have built. So that is not very much new or something that can a company look for, because it is not anything extraordinary that you did. At the same time, if you have developed some software based on your understanding, and you mentioned that you have used these many data structure inside that, then it is something good. So that project matters, because we don't have anything to write in our resume. We will only write projects and the internship, whatever we will do while studying in a college. So yeah, these matters, and logical thinking will come from practice. One more thing I want to address for our previous question, that for logical thinking, we have to divide the problem into proper structure also. That's how it will come. We generally, people, what they will do, they will directly try to think about the end solution. But instead of going there, we can try to think of small pieces. Like if I normal problem, we want to find the largest word among the sentence, then we have to think of it from a basic, like on a pen paper. When I said, so when you do on a pen paper, you will get to know how to think. For a beginner, how to achieve problem solving skills, like what do you recommend to improve our problem solving skill? What I was saying right now, that is the same approach. And problem solving skills will come when you divide the problem into multiple sections. For the same problem, if we say, if we want to get to the solution, then what we will do in the pen paper, on the pen paper we will try to see how I can get one word first. If I say this is a computer, that is a single sentence, I want to find the word which is having largest characters, or sorry, longest word we can say. So on pen paper, what you will do, you will write that this is, first this word will come, then is, then a, then computer. Then what is the next step? You will count the characters. Then maybe you can write at front that this is having 4 characters, is having 2, a is having 3, computer is having something. Based on that, you can determine that, yeah, computer is having largest length, then this is my longest word. So this is how we should know how we can divide the problem first. Directly, if we think that we have to reach the solution, then it is difficult. So try to divide the problem in parts. That will help. C++ outdates, no, and I will take over programmer jobs. This is very far as of now. We can't say it will take programmer's job, because it is very difficult. As of now, there are many researches going, but this thing hasn't came yet. And C++ is also not outdated, because as I mentioned before, there are still some of the products which we are building in C++ and C. So both the things, the answer is no. What exactly end to end means? End to end means, for example, if you have been given a task where they have provided a raw data, then they have asked something that this is the analysis you have to do after loading it somewhere. Then from that location, you will extract the data first. After that, you will create a data pipeline for it. Then pipeline means there will be some target where you will ingest. Let's say the target is some Snowflake data warehouse. There you place the data. After that, they have asked the analytical question. So for that, you will prepare a query. Then you got the result also. After results, you should display in some proper good format. Then for that, maybe you have used Tableau or Power BI for reporting. So this is end-to-end task. From scratch, you are building the functionality, everything till the delivery point. And when end to end doesn't mean, for example, the same task a team can also do. One will work on extraction part, one will work on transformation part, one will work on loading part, one will work for visualization part. So end to end means this entire process of any this I gave an example based on data engineering perspective, but it could be anything for software or application development. Is it important to select one backend or front end, or both is best? Based on your interest, you can decide, because in front end we use we definitely use programming, but as compared to backend, it is lesser, because front end is more towards designing the front end page. HTML CSS will come majorly, but nowadays, as you can see, there are some effects or animation. For that we need programming, but both are not important, that we should know both. Based on our interest, we can prefer one, and out of these two, backend will require more coding knowledge, because actual functionalities will be developed in backend. We can't develop, technically we can develop in front end also, but based on security concern we can't do this. So back end is better and important also. DSA knowledge, yes. DSA, not only knowledge, you should have a proper understanding, as well as if anyone give you a problem related to data structure, then you should solve that. Then it is sufficient for software engineer position easily. How helpful can having a MVP be before MVP means mock interviews or what? I don't know the full form of this. And having a MVP be before any interviews. MVP means if we are interested in coding more than what kind of job profile. For completely coding, there is software engineer position. And if you want to know something little bit about cloud, data, other application, then data engineer, cloud engineer, etc. position. Completely only for coding, then software engineer. Apart from problem solving and programming language, what else should we have? Coming to other skills based on your interests, you have to find, because for let's say you have to go in data engineering, then along with these two you should know data concept. What are the traditional tools like Hadoop, Spark, if you have heard of that, you need to know. Let's say you have to go in web application, then these two are required there also, but you should know HTML, CSS. So based on the domain you will choose. If you want to go in data science, then again along with these two you should know ML. So based on that we have to decide the other skills. Which are the best certificates for cloud computing? Cloud computing, I don't remember the name, but first associate will come and then professional certificates for cloud computing, professional cloud architect, and yeah, something like this. Professional certificate are upper than associates. Best place to learn web development. I don't remember the platform as of now, but when I was doing it was W3 schools. There we can learn HTML, CSS. At least this much that we can design and build our own website. That location I remember. What is your opinion about blockchain developer? I have interest in that. So according to you. Yeah, that is also new as of now. We can that the new technology and the new concept of all the ledger system and the blockchain which we create nowadays, many companies are using this also. So yeah, you can, if your interest is towards that side, then definitely you can start learning about the concept. You can also try to build the normal blockchain in your environment in the normal language, Python and all those things. And then there are banking and other companies which are starting, and maybe there will be some opening related to this position. So when they share the openings on the job portals like LinkedIn and others, you can see that what are the requirements they have specifically. Maybe they will say normal basic functionality or basic development of blockchain. You should know ledger related things in this. So based on their requirement you can start learning those things, and that will help. Is there a good amount of scope in UI UX? Yeah, we can say good amount, but comparatively less than others, because UI and UX everywhere we need. Only with backend we can't do anything. So yes, we have scope, but comparatively with other position, it is less. Roadmap for going in data science after doing BSc. After doing BSc, along with that, we have many certificate and online trainings, like on the data camp. If you enroll for data scientist track, yeah, I think data scientist track is there. Inside that, you will learn all the ML algorithms. You will do practice as well on the same platform. So I think along with this BSc, and after that you can start practicing this thing. You can learn new concept, ML concept, algorithm, everything that will help you towards the data science career. Cloud security. Cloud security, I'm not sure, but basic building blocks we should know how cloud should work. Let's say that course related to cloud architect and cloud engineer, some courses are there. First, you should know functionality of cloud, how cloud works, what are the networking involved into it. Then you can go towards the security part, because there are many things. When you learn about cloud and some networking section will come, they will introduce about VPCs and all those. Based on that, you will find the terms, and that terms you need to explore for security. Yes. Learning automation UI tools to automation UI tools. No, I think these can't help, because they need to know a candidate whether a candidate is able to solve problems and their thinking ability. If you know the tools, that you know, if you drag this component, this will do this thing, etc. But they can't analyze the other ability that they want to. So they will not help these tools. Which certifications are good in cloud computing according to you? Hmm. Anything is fine. I am from Google, then I would say GCP. But yeah, all the clouds are having same functionality. Only name of service will change, and every day all these clouds are improving. So day by day they will add new functionality and things. So anything is fine. Is there any scope for web developer, because you said there are already automation tools? Yes, because automation tools are there, it doesn't mean everyone will use that. Let's say that automation tools are also having limitations. If I want to build some website that is having many of the effects, I want to add some chatbot into that as a in the bottom. That kind of thing, all automation tools can't provide. So still there is a scope. We can't say it is completely vanished. Network administrator. Network is an important part for every organization. An administrator who manages the things. So scope remains same. There is no upside things I would see as of now, and no downside as well. So whatever currently we have, the same thing. Only thing is the team will be limited. If in any company you will go, there are not many network administrators. If there are some set of people who are doing that, then it is fine. We don't need thousands of administrator for this one. That is the only thing, but scope will remain same. To become a job ready programmer, what topics we have to learn in language or related to it? Object oriented programming we should know. Functional programming is also important, and basic functions for like sorting, searching, whatever predefined functions we have, that is the thing, along with DS. That is sufficient. Can you suggest any other sites to test our problem solving and improve? HackerRank, lead code, and and I don't remember other names. Forward, sorry. Only HackerRank and lead code I remember. You can start practicing now. Just start learning any language, any programming language. And once you think that you have learned object oriented, you know the functions, you know the basic thing how we can do using language, then you can preparing the start practicing on the platform directly. And instead of means this is required for any position. If you want to go as a machine learning engineer, data engineer, software engineer, this is the main thing. Along with that, still if you get time, then you can learn some other things as well. Like specifically if you want to go to data science, then you can start learning on ML. But right now also you have 1 year, or this year you will get degree. Still n number of months if you have. If you start today, then definitely you will get confidence by end of 3 months or 6 months that these things you have learned. And yeah, you think you will automatically gain that confidence that yeah, if someone will take my interview, I will able to solve the problem. practice we have to do. Then also any one language. Yes, any one language is enough. In Python. Can it help in FAANG interview? Yes, this will definitely help, but completely depends on what problem they will give. And as I mentioned, we have to go through multiple approaches. This is my worst solution, then better solution, and then better. We should know this thing. Is it okay I start learning Python on my own when simultaneously learning C? Yeah, okay, perfectly fine. This is an advantage only. You know that in C++ we will do things like this, and in Python you know that using this way I can do easily. So it is always helpful. No drawback in that. Is scope of full stack web developer still high or it's gonna down near future? I can't directly comment that it will go down, but again, it's the same thing. If there are some things which they will, all the companies, whosoever they are doing, if they try to improve, then there will be comparatively less scope. Because full stack developer, let's say, if you get the requirement of a website you have to build, then if that tool can also build, then if you get a customer or your company will get a customer and that customer wants to build that website, now a full stack developer will take, let's say, 1 month, and that automation tool can build in 1 week, then definitely customer will go there. So that is why, but not completely it will reduce. Roadmap for making career in networking. In networking, I'm not completely sure, but we should understand all the network topology first, how the basic things work. Nowadays, there are distributed systems everywhere, so that distributed networking we should know all the basic things like what is IP address, how that works, how the mapping works, how we can connect systems together. All these things we should learn first, then only we can initiate or go through our career in this networking field. On completion of MSc in IT and without having technical background, what is the first and fresher job to start from, and is there any certification necessary? I think that normal location every company will be having, that is related to, what is the name? I think associate developer or something. In that position they can give you any kind of task, either based on cloud or normal data related or software related. So that we can start with, means we can try to apply for that particular role. For that, certificate is an advantage, but there are other skills also, depends what you have written. If after completing MSc you can say you know this language little bit or this tool or this technology, whatever you will mention, based on that the work will be decided. So as a fresher job, that designation I can say some associate developer in the technical field. Other than that, maybe there is business analyst field which will be good, because business analysts require technical knowledge but not very much as compared to the developer, and then require some domain related knowledge. So that is also a good thing to start from. Stuck on the easy level of no progress solution. When you stuck on the easy level and you are unable to do the medium level, then read the discussion. In all the platforms they have discussion tab where people used to discuss about the problem and how we should take the approach. So there, by reading their approach, you will come to know how they are solving problem. And if you know that this person is solving problem in this way, then you will also start developing the thinking of solving that problem. So if we don't know, then we can see the discussion and check the approach, then slowly automatically you will be able to solve medium level. What skill we require to get involved into metaverse, how we pursue practical knowledge of it? Hmm, I don't have idea on this, so I'm not sure how we can, what skills are required there. What is the procedure for applying for any of the form? Procedure is straightforward. We have to apply directly on their website or either on LinkedIn. They will post, and based on our resume, they will shortlist. No other option. To become a job ready programmer, what topics or skills we have to learn in a language or related in our. I think it's the same. This question is repeated. Same thing. Object oriented programming, some key concept of the language, and then DSM. Same thing. Any next question is there or all are completed?
Students, any questions you can ask, you can post.
Give some course names that have a good scope without having more knowledge of coding. Give course names. More technical knowledge is not required, and I think then some business analyst course or project manager directly you will not get. Business analyst and operations related. Yeah, because in operations we can't develop things, but we should do the support. So that kind of job. What knowledge is required to be business analyst? Is it possible for a fresher to get entry in a business analyst? Yes, I have seen there are directly they will not give you a job, but they will say something business analyst trainee or something. Yeah, like that they will onboard you. And skills related to is mainly business analyst should know all the software development life cycle related things, agile methodologies, whatever methodologies we have, and then some technical skills. At least we know, let's say I'm a data engineer and not a data engineer, let's say I know something about data, then I should know what are the tools involved nowadays. Hadoop is there, Spark is there, cloud is there, all those high level things we should know. Means a candidate should have a technical knowledge little bit, and then this management and methodologies related things. Is it fine to have an experience as a teacher in a computer class or basic knowledge? It will have a positive or negative impact on our career. Yeah, it is fine to have an experience as a teacher, because when you are teaching someone, then you are learning also. So, for anything, not even in programming language, for anything, it is helpful. It will not impact, it is not a negative thing for your future. Full stack Java knowledge is enough to apply in this company. Yes, it is enough if you are able to solve any problem which is given. While doing full stack things, we should know end to end things. So yeah, it is helpful. Apply, when you are saying apply, then that practice if you have done, then I would suggest. Info on CCNA course, networking related course. I don't know, but some CCNA certificate, some numbers are there: 195, 256, all those certificate. Name I remember, inside details I don't know. But interested in finance, stock market. For this one, if you have an IT background, you will get little bit technical skills. Then there are some special positions. I don't remember the name, in companies like Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, all those, which deals with finance related data. So they require some of the people with technical skills as well as this business kind of. So if you get into that company, let's say if you don't have any finance related thing they have, but you have IT related background, based on IT you get into that company. After that, in every company we have an option to change the position after completion of 1 year. It depends on companies also. 1 year, 6 months, every company have their own. So let's say 1 year you can continue doing this IT related work, and after that you can get a transfer for complete finance related position. If you have proper training, they will say you can do that. That is an easy way of getting there. specific company who is still offering IT fresher job. Yeah, there are many companies who are still offering fresher jobs. All these mass hiring companies are always available. TCS, Wipro, Accenture. Many companies, just go on LinkedIn and you will find many companies for freshers also. Good. BSc job or MCA. BSc and MCA, Master of Computer Application. There also you will learn computer related things. So I think for you also it's the same thing. Either you have to choose the new and hot field like cloud, big data, web, Android, all these things. Because you are also into technical domain or you are studying something technical. So definitely in the same area we have to go. What kind of projects you made? Directly deep details I can't mention, but whatever requirement come for a product, let's say currently in Google, if there is any feature addition comes, let's say a customer reported that they need this kind of feature in BigQuery. BigQuery is a service for GCP. Then that kind of feature we will do based on our internal and research team is also there. They will also do daily research completely, monthly researches, and based on that, if they find something innovative that this feature should be added in some product, so that kind of projects we will make. Which services provider should I start with? Or mainly, I think every training starts with compute engine or virtual machine kind of services because that is easy to understand, easy to know. There you will get to know about Linux, Unix, some basic command. Then slowly they will come to distributed system. That is also important because nowadays every company is using distributed system. They have created their systems in that way because that is much faster. So that distributed system, then some processing algorithms, how that works and all those. So this is the stepwise process of learning cloud and networking also, because when we say cloud, how that works, where is my actual resource residing, how I am getting the things. So we need to watch some tutorials just to get understanding. When you get understanding, stepwise you will come to know what are the things first and then next. Data analyst is good. Yeah, data analyst is good choice because every company needs that. So yes, there for web developer except Java. Nowadays React JS, but yeah, that is also JavaScript. React JS, I remember something new, and then HTML is the core building block. So without that, I don't remember any other language. These languages are very much required. Which will AI dominate coding jobs? Maybe yes, we are not sure, but that is very far. Currently, we are researching in quantum computers as well. So, quantum computers are more powerful than current AI algorithms and all the things. So, currently, the research is going on that how we can process our AI algorithms on that quantum computer, and if that works, then maybe in future this thing. But that is very far, not near. If the company is offering a job of software engineer, is it good? Yes, definitely good because software engineers mainly build every functionality. They get more coding work, so it is good for learning. Based on that, if you don't like the role, then you can always switch internally also. Not necessary to switch externally. What is your TY project? TY project means TY. Don't know.
Sir, he was asking about your third year project.
Third year project. Okay. Third year project, what I have built. I built some online banking related system. Yeah, some banking related system. Again, it was a web application because that time I didn't know. But with that new thing I have added, whatever I have learned in that big data related thing. So if we build a banking related project, then we generally choose RDBMS and all those things. And if we are building a banking related project, then we choose sorry, yeah. How is the company environment? Is there any limited to solve the query or it fails? What happens? Not like that. We will get work for months mainly if there is any design which is approved, and if we want to build that, we will get a timeline proper that in order to build this functionality, how much time it will take. First, that analysis should be done, and let's say I have 1 month of time, and at the end of month I am unable to build due to some reason. Then it is, if it is very hard and fast that on immediately after 1 month, on 1st March, let's say we have to release this. Due to that, the release is postponed. It will affect on my perf, but if there are some technical issues which I face and no one was able to help that time, then they should understand. So not like that, that you have to do it. If for some reason you are unable to, then completely fine, they'll understand. I'm good at designing on paper, but which idea is better for this? Any extra things or courses I have to do for it? For designing, you are in IT also, and designing is good. Mainly designing part, solution architects will do, and that is a very experienced job. We can't get directly as a fresher. But to start with, what you can do is, if any developer position you are getting, there also you will get a chance to design, because let's say high level architecture solution architect will provide, but low level designing we will do. And in that, if we are getting some idea of automation and everything, then directly you will get an opportunity to design end to end. Or if you are referring to the front end designing, then web application or web developer kind of position is up. Is there any genuine institutes where we can enroll for certification for, and for fresher, please? Certificate I can't refer directly based on the because we you have to decide the field first, and institutes are many. When I was in Hyderabad, Triple IT Hyderabad also, I think no, it is some diploma or something. But yeah, there are many institutes available, like Analytics Lab from where I have done. There are online. I think Coursera or some other website directly provides certificates from international universities, MITs and etc., Harvard and all. So that also you can check. Those are all genuine. In which domain you did the last year project? Big data and data science. Machine learning engineer, data science engineer, and data scientist, research scientist also. These are the things you will become after learning ML.
Yes, participants, any more queries? Do let us know.
Would you share your experience of getting placed in Google? I already shared how what are the rounds were there and how we can get placed into it, what we have to practice, and everything I said. And after joining Google, it is good. Initially, they gave me a time of training for 3 months. After that, I'll be enrolled into projects. So all the experience was very good. But I realized that if I would have not done the practice, then interview we can't clear. So that is important. Anything else? Anyone is? How was your experience in MIT? Yeah, MIT was very good. Faculties and everything was good. There were many people also, or in the campus where I was there, Noida campus was having around 40,000 of students. Laboratory, everything was there. But in college, we don't know. Only with me, or there are many students. We don't like to study. We enjoy the college environment, all the other facilities like cafeteria, our arcadia for gaming and everything. So yeah, their facilities are everything. Everything was perfect. Faculties were also good. There is one faculty who published around 2,000 or more than that research papers. Everyone was good there, but it's us who don't get seriousness that time. Is there a scope of app development? Yeah, very much scope, because even there are some website. Every company wants their mobile app because mobile application users are more. So app development scope is there and it will always be there.
Yes. Any other queries, participants? Yes, I think so. There are no more queries. Okay. Three queries are there, sir.
What are your views for people who adopt full stack development as they are freshers? Because I have heard that companies don't hire young full stack developers. Some companies don't hire because if they are small organization or something, then they will think that we need a full stack developer who can do end to end task completely. This is yes that freshers they don't believe because they know that they are having less number of experience. They don't have that kind of experience as compared to a experienced person. So it is yes, but there are some other companies which hire as well. They will not give you full stack developer designation initially, but it will be kind of associate developer or any other thing. You will get to work end to end to analyze. Not necessary that that designation will come. Can we learn both web and app? Yes, I think many things are same only because backend you will design. For example, if any web application or mobile application you are building, you will design APIs first, and when you build the API in the backend, then you can use it in both the things, in front end website also and in mobile application. So okay, I just addressed these questions from the chat.
Yes, sir. I think we are done with the queries, all the queries. Yes. So, it's good afternoon, one and all present here. I, Miss Ashwini Sawal, faculty at the Department of Computer Science, take this opportunity to give a vote of thanks and put all my gratitude into words. I would like to thank our eminent speaker for the day, Mr. Anmol Kankaria, for an informative session on Get Ready to Place in FAANG and for illuminating our participants with your precious knowledge. It was very interactive session where Sir had illustrated how to prepare the best pitch for FAANG interviews, how to enhance your technical skills by doing the adequate research about the company and targeted job profile. Sir, we are thankful for enlightening our participants with the precious knowledge and experience you have. I would like to thank everyone involved in making this webinar a success. A successful event has many hands working effortlessly for months. A very big thank you to our principal sir, Dr. Shrikant Sawant, Chief Education Officer, Dr. Mala Kharkar, Chief Coordinator, Mrs. Suruchita Dalvi, and all management members for supporting us and giving us the opportunity to conduct this webinar. I would also like to thank our coordinator, Mrs. Namrata Kavle, our BSCIT co-coordinators, Mr. Chain Bhattacharya and Ms. Pooja Shinde for their constant guidance and encouragement. I thank all the ITCS faculties involved in making this event a huge success. Last but not the least, thank you to all the participants for enthusiastically participating in the event. We look forward to continued association for years to come. Before concluding the session, I would like to give few instructions to the participants. Is the feedback link will be posted in the chat box. Link will be active for the next 15 minutes only. So please give your valuable feedback. Participants will receive e-certificates on your respective mail IDs within 4 to 5 days. Yes, with this, I conclude the session and thank you once again. Have a good day, stay safe, stay connected, and keep learning.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.